So I'm Kayla. I actually wasn't that big of a reader. I would listen to audiobooks now and again, and this has really brought me into, like, what do I love? What type of books do I love? Like, to really expand my horizons, and it has given me a lot of mental health stability type stuff of listening to stories instead of scrolling on my phone, or reading instead of scrolling on my phone at night or whatever, So, yeah, that's me.
I'm Debbie. I do enjoy reading. I love the oasis of just, I feel more productive when I'm reading, and I can, like, throw on an audiobook while I'm folding my laundry, or I can read a book versus doom scrolling or things like that. So reading has always been that, like, escape for me, but also that, like, excuse to sit on a couch because then I can just read my book. I do feel like I'm more of, like, an adventurous type personality, and this Backwards Book Club has become my new endeavor, my new adventure.
Thank goodness for books, and thank goodness for friends, and
thank goodness for you guys.
Yes, thank you for being here. Speaking of reading and books and everything.
Yeah, we're going to share our top 3 favorite books.
Mine is really basic.
That's okay!
Can you guess?
Well, Harry Potter's going to be one of them.
Yes.
Please tell me it's not like 3, 4, 5 are your top 3 favorite books.
Well, I asked Adam, I was like, what's my 3 favorite books? He's like, Harry Potter 4, 5, and 6. And I was like, no! I love the 3rd or 6th one probably the most, but it's like my comfort listen. I mostly listen to it instead of read it. I listened to it like probably 30 times. I kind of base favorite things on the repetitiveness of me wanting to read again, or what it's meant in my life. And I could talk about Harry Potter and the growing up with it and everything in different scenarios all day long.
And even like listening to it, like, what's his name?
I listened to Jim Dale, who I love, and then Stephen Fry did the English version.
Okay, so Harry Potter.
Yep.
My top 3, I'm going to say, are a little, like, untraditional, non-traditional.
I love that, yeah.
So, judge me if you want.
No.
But I'm going to say my first, I feel like such dork.
No, I should have brought mine. What's it called?
This is called Pictures of Hollis Woods.
Ooh.
This is the first book I ever read in my life.
Cute.
Where I actually wanted to keep reading.
Yes.
And it was the first book where I cried while I was reading a book. And this was like, I think I was like 4th or 5th grade. Mm-hmm. And I have always been, or at least have felt like I'm a slow reader. Mm-hmm. And I always dreaded reading when it was my homework. Because I felt like when I was doing a book report, the teacher was telling me, like, I had to read certain books that I wasn't into. And I just, like, especially in elementary school, I would not say I was a reader. But this book was when I, like, actually realized I could enjoy reading and I could look forward to it.
I love it.
You're cute.
I love reading stories.
And it was, like, a Newbery Award, so it's, like, very much, like, little kid. But I, like, reread this, like, multiple times a year. Because it's just, like, it's probably my comfort read of just, like, it makes me think of, like, 4th grade Debbie. And, like, I don't know. Like, it's just, like, I have all the love for her.
Yeah,
you know?
it's comforting.
So, Picture of Hollis Woods. I don't ever recommend it to people because it's, like, it's for little kids. Right. You know what I mean? But I do love it. And so if you have a 4th grader at home, I mean, it was written like 20 years ago, but give it a try. I love this book.
I still wish I would have brought mine. Another classic. I'm so basic.
Oh, let me guess. Pride and Prejudice.
Is that because I'm a basic white girl, or is it because you know me well?
Well, both.
Yeah. So, Jane Austen in general, I love reading all of her books. I feel connected to a totally different world, and just, I gotta say, I am a fan of the Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice. I'm not a fan of the
6-hour one.
Yes, bless you, Colin Firth. I love you, and that's like a comfort movie for me. Like, but now I'm second guessing my identity. Am I too basic?
No. Harry Potter and Pride and Prejudice are very different ends of their spectrum.
All right. Okay.
And the thing is, though, like, it's relatable. Like, nobody's gonna have heard of this book. So people are going to be like, who's this bitch? But you're, like, people are going to be like, oh, I love Harry Potter too. She's so cool.
Thanks for hyping me up.
I'm serious. I almost didn't bring this book because I was like,
I love that you did. I love that.
Okay. My number 2 is, have you heard of the Selection series?
Yes.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised.
Mostly from you, probably.
Maybe. So, when I was in college, I was not able to read for pleasure, like, ever. Mm-hmm. I honestly maybe read, like, 3 books my whole college career, just because homework consumed so much of my life, and I was involved in, like, student government. Like, I just felt like I was too busy to read. And the Selection series is the first book I read when I graduated college. And it was, like, I don't know, like, I just was like, I want to get back into reading. What should I read? And I picked this book up. And, like, when I tell you I was, like, canceling plans to finish this book.
That's awesome.
And I just, like, zoomed through them because I was, like, captivated. I mean, partly because I, like, had been deprived of reading for so long that, like, it was nice to, like, be able to, like, sit and relax and do something I wanted to do rather than, like, homework, you know? But, like, honestly, like, there were many times where I had plans and I was like, I don't feel good. Like,
that's amazing.
So dorky. And I actually had a work training, and I just brought my book with me. And, like, while I was, like, supposed to be working, I was, like, reading my book.
Well, that makes me really want to read it. Loved the Selection series. That's awesome. Still love it. I don't know why I'm speaking past tense. I just actually haven't reread them since. Because it's, like, a 6-book series. It's, like, a commitment. But, I loved... I want to go read them now. I really want to listen to them now. Or read them now. Okay, number 3. Ooh, I don't know if I can guess your number 3. I have so many favorites, and I was trying to narrow down my third. I think I'm going to go with Little House on the Prairie. Really? I've never read those. Really? So that's kind of where your first one was. That's a book where I really got so into the story, and I felt like I was Laura, and, like, I just loved it. And I remember, like, reading it or have my mom read it to me, and then I would go in the backyard and, like, play that. Like, cute. I loved it so much. That's adorable. I think that whole series has, like, stuck with me. And I even listened to the audiobook the other day, and I'm like, I'm 8 years old again. Like, oh my gosh. Yes. That is adorable. That was cute. I honestly feel like that's pretty unique, because I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say Little House on the Prairie is their top favorite. Really? Not to say that it's, like, not a good pick. Or not like a classic. Yeah, exactly. I just think that's, like, that's cool. I'm cool. You are cool. My number 3 is Edenbrooke. It is, like, the cutest love story. Like, I feel like, one, I'm probably jaded because, you know, 30 and still single, like, probably have some things to work through there. But I feel like a lot of love stories that I read, they're, like, predictable, or they aren't believable. Like, I don't connect with the character, but, like, this story, like, it was believable, and I felt like I connected with it. Like, I just felt, I don't know, I just felt like I was part of the book. That's awesome. Is it set in England? Uh-huh. So yeah. I'll be reading it. Yeah, I'm actually shocked you haven't. I think I'm shocked I haven't because I remember you telling me about it, like, years ago. Silly Kayla. Marianne will do anything to escape the boredom of Bath. Ooh, and I've been to Bath. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm, like, reading that tomorrow. I just love it. That's honestly, awesome. Though, I am feeling a little, like, sheepish about my top 3. Me too, yeah. Because this book, I will always stand by. I reread it every chance I get. I don't know. It just brings me back, right? But both of these books, this book I've only read once, and it was when I graduated college, like, almost 10 years ago. This book I haven't reread in probably, like, I don't think I've read it since before the pandemic. Right. And so I just have read so many more books since then. So I'm like, maybe I need to reread it, because maybe, like, there are other books that I've read that you actually liked would outshine it. Go with your gut. I don't know. Yeah. And honestly, like, maybe in 2024 there will be
like my top 3 of 2023 or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
We'll see what
That'd be good.
happens there. But
I'd love to do that.
do you feel like you love your books more after you've seen the movie? Because all of your books are like movies or TV shows. Do you think that plays a part?
My 3 favorites?
Or do you think it's just that
Probably.
they're 3 awesome books and that's why they were made into shows? Because none of mine are.
Right. I can see that being true for Pride and Prejudice, but I remember not watching Little House on the Prairie before reading it, and I didn't really watch the show, like, a ton. And I was like, I remember being little and being like, this isn't right. Judging it. And I do the same thing with Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a joke, and any other Harry Potter fan will stand by me, that after the second one, it's like, oh, this is a brief summary of the book. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so... But I'm glad I'm lucky to have the movies or shows to reminisce, but I like the audiobooks does it more for me, so.
I was just wondering because I was going to be like, oh, maybe we should come up with the cast of, like, who we think should play.
Ooh.
But then I was like, oh, yours already has the cast. Like, and, like, the most perfect Harry and Hermione. Like,
I know.
you could not have cast someone better.
Seriously. I'm very scared for the new series they're making. I don't
just
know
feel
why.
like it could go either way.
I just think it's too soon, and it's really not. It's been 20 years or whatever, but I think there's other things you could do. I don't know. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still excited, but yeah, it'll be weird. I'm shocked they haven't made this into something.
I know, there was talk about it, and maybe they're, like, in production or something. There was talk about it some time ago. I just really want to reread these.
And that's the great thing about me being off the grid is that you're like, have you heard of this? Okay, I'll tell you about it. I'm like, no.
No? I know, it is hard because there are plenty of books that I've already read that you're like,
Yeah.
do you want to read this book? And I'm like, I have.
Well, that's alright.
My bad. Okay.
I know I'm gonna go home and be like, I should have said that as my favorite book.
But we can always change it.
Yeah, and you don't want just 3 favorite books. It's okay to have 50 million favorite books.
Yeah. We're Backwards Book Club. It's a book club, but backwards. Like, we're not here to discuss the book we read. We're here to tell you about the book we read. Like, we are going to tell you the beginning, the middle, the end, spoilers, shock factor, everything. And the reason why we do this is because we know so many people who are just busy moms or busy working women, men, both alike, that just don't have time to read, but are interested in the stories that they hear about or interested in the stories one of us is reading. And so we're here to tell you about it so that you have time to hear the story. Maybe you can't commit to a 7-hour audiobook, but you can commit to a 30-minute Backwards Book Club telling of it. Maybe you're somebody that is interested in a book but not sure you're ready to commit to, like, buying it or getting it on Audible, or you have to wait however many weeks for it to come into the library. We're here to tell you all about it, and maybe you'll be interested and want to read it later. Maybe our telling is adequate enough that you can spend your credit on another book that you're interested in. Maybe you're somebody that there are certain triggers in your life that you need to be sensitive to, or certain things that cause you anxiety, or certain things that... I mean, there are people who just love spoilers. That's why we're here. We're here to give you the spoilers and maybe soften the blow just a little bit.
And we'll try and do more popular books, more books that people are buzzing about. Because I like to know, like, what's the hype about this specific book. I don't really know if I'm interested in it, but I'd like to be in the know. And so please leave a comment if there's a book that you would really like to be in the know about. We'll read it for you. And
or
we'll
like
tell you all
tag
about
us in different people's like reels. Like, hey, Backwards Book Club, help us out.
Yes.
We would love, love, love to, because I mean, there's so many ways we could go with Backwards Book Club, and we just want to be here to help you guys, but also, you know,
It's fun for us too.
yeah, we love it.
So, welcome. You're now part of Backwards Book Club.